There's a lot of people out there, particularly women, who used to ride when they were younger, and then they went to school, went to university, had careers, then came back to riding and are frustrated because they're not able to ride the same way that they used to when they were kids. And I've got news for you. You have had a lot of experiences in that lifetime, and you are going to have to work a lot harder to get back to where you were when you were a teenager riding those 3-foot children's courses, as opposed to an adult riding in the amateur division. So I'm going to review some of the things that you can do, and it's just a matter of getting out there. And I find it so exhilarating that people who are taking regular riding lessons are still reaching out to me to improve their riding and get more information on how they can improve. It's going to take time, but I've got some really good tips for you and help you visualize what you need to do to stay in balance with your horse. And if you'd like to have your own position review done, send me an email with some pictures just like this, and I'll give you a hand with it. As usual, I'm going to start with the eyes. Does this rider have their eyes up? Yes, she does. Really love that she's got her eyes up, and she's got them up in all the other pictures as well. Love that. The other thing we really like about this is that she's got her hands firmly planted on the horse's neck, and this horse has a nice release. So release is important so that this horse can use his top of his neck and bascule over top of the jump. And also, it's really important to know that this is the takeoff part of the jump, and this is the angles. The horse is really getting himself underneath so that they can push themselves up and over top of the fence. And this is really important. At this position, at the takeoff of the jump, you should not be interfering with the horse. You should be in balance with the horse. At this part of the jump, you can see the horse is trying to lift its front end off the ground. And if you're tipping forward like this rider is, it may not be able to clear the jump. The other thing we like about this rider is that she's got her heels down. The stirrup is placed correctly on her foot. Her heels are down. The weight is down mostly on the stirrup here. And so let's get into what we like to improve about this rider. The first thing I noticed about this rider, she's gripping with her knees. Her knees are pinched here. And when she's pinching with her knees, what's happening is that her body is tipping forward and her lower leg is slipping back. And you can see right here in this particular picture that her foot is slipped back. What we'd like to see is a straight line with their stirrup leather parallel to the girth. And if you look closely where her stirrup leather is, it's not parallel to the girth. It's back. And this is what's making her put all her weight onto her toes. This is the first thing that you understand this, that she's pinching with her knees. And when she's pinching with her knees, it's like a teeter-totter. A teeter-totter, she pinches with her knees, her lower leg goes back and her upper body goes forward. So what does that do? That puts all the weight onto the horse's front end. What is the horse trying to do? The horse is trying to lift up its front end. That doesn't make any sense, does it? We've got the horse trying to lift itself up and you leaning forward down on his front end. It makes no sense. If you've gotten a modicum of information from this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'm sure that they would love to see it. So what are we going to do about it? So the first thing we have to do is Is this rider riding in balance? So we are going to have to see, is this horse riding in balance? And is this horse riding in balance? Is this rider riding in balance? And what we're going to do is we're going to put her shoulder, knee, toe, and draw a straight line with those points. Shoulder, knee, toe. This rider is well ahead of the vertical. What we'd like to see is this rider shoulders here, seat over the middle of the saddle here, foot, heel down, toe up, somewhere like this. Connect those dots. Shoulder, hip, hip, knee, knee, heel, toe up. And connect the shoulder, knee, toe with a straight line. Generally speaking, how does that look? Does that look okay? This position in the green, this line will keep the horse in balance at this particular point in the jumping sequence. So if you lean forward, the horse is going to, you're going to be loading the horse's front end. If you keep your seat over the middle of the saddle, then you can have your shoulders just over top of the pommel, over top of your knee, over top of your toe, with the weight coming down into your stirrups. No pinching with the knee. No pinching with the knee, and keeping in balance with the horse. So if we took the horse away, if we took the magic wand and removed the horse from underneath this rider, what do you think would happen? This rider would fall forward, fall flat in their face. Let's imagine that the horse isn't there and we have to stay in balance. First of all, we have to be in balance with ourselves. Most people are concerned about falling off. And if you think you're going to fall off, what do? You pinch and grab with your knee. What you have to do is sink down and around and ride the horse forward out from underneath you. If you play golf, if you play any other sports, if you play golf, if you do yoga, if you do volleyball or soccer, there is a ready position, and this is the same for horseback riding. If you ride in this position where you're leaning forward, you're not in balance. You're not in balance with yourself, and so the horse is trying to get caught up with you all the time. Stay in balance with yourself first, and then put the horse underneath you. So continuing on with this position, the rider's hands would come off from their shoulder to their elbow, elbow to the horse's mouth to stay in balance and allow the release over top of the jump. This rider here, for me, is in balance with her horse. So now, what can we do to help this rider? One of my favorite exercises to help riders to understand, to get the feeling of how to ride and balance within themselves before you even enter the horse into the equation, is to a simple exercise: jump off the mounting block. I think I've said it before. There might be a video up here with it in there. But jump off the mounting block. Take the time to do this exercise. Do it once, do it twice. Try it, and you will see when you land, if you don't land in balance, you are going to fall forward or fall backwards. And this is one of the exercises right here. This rider is on the mounting block. She's going to jump off the mounting block, and she's going to lean forward as if she was in the position that the rider that we just saw was in. So she's jumping off the mounting block. She's a little nervous to do that because I told her to fall forward. So she fall forward. So she fell forward. I hope you all saw that. So she's getting back up on the mounting block again. She's going to land and do it again and exaggerate, falling forward. And what this does, it really hits home to people who are riding that if I lean forward onto my knees, onto my toes, and tip forward because I want to get out of the horse's way and not interfere with the horse when it goes over the jump, this is what's going to happen. You're going to fall forward, lean forward, and fall off forward over the horse's neck. And I think we have been taught since we've started riding not to interfere with the horse, not to get left behind, and not to get left behind and pull on the horse's mouth. So we go the other direction and lean forward. Does that make sense? Do you understand that we have been taught for so long to not interfere with the horse, to get off the horse's back, to do a release, that we are overcompensating and lying down on the horse's back and getting too far ahead? Sit up, keep yourself in balance, and then put the horse underneath you. So first step, you have to stay in balance. Here's the getting left behind. You can see she's going to land on her heels and fall backwards. Getting left behind is a bad thing to do. Just as bad as getting off balance, leaning forward. Here she goes, and then she lands correctly. Land correctly. There she is. She's landing in balance. If you could insert a horse underneath this rider when she's landing in balance, she would be in balance. This rider's in balance. Her shoulder, her hip, her knee, her ankle, they're all flexed. They're all flexed, and she's able to absorb the shock of the trot, of the canter, of the jump, and stay with her horse as the horse is doing these things. Contrast this position to this position. Which rider is more in balance? I'd love for you to put it in the comments below. Which rider is more in balance? That is the best exercise you can do today. You don't even need a horse. You can go right now and do it. So you can feel what your body needs to do to stay in balance so that this doesn't happen, so that you don't get overcompensate and don't want to get left behind. Yeah, sure. There are some other things that we like to do, but this for me is the biggest challenge of most riders who are getting in the saddle today. They have been trained. Don't get left behind. Don't pull on your horse's mouth. Don't sit on the horse's back. Don't interfere with the horse. Yeah, that's true. You're interfering with the horse in this picture. So make sure you stay in balance yourself and let the horse move up to you. If you'd like to have your own position review done, send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. Look in the description below so you can follow along and download your own riding position checklist. The link's in the description. My name is Laura, and thank you so much for listening to this. Hope to see you soon. Bye now.